Alright, so Elden Ring just got a brand new update, update 1.03, and in this video I'm going to cover the patch notes, and I'm also going to hop in Elden Ring at the end of the video to check out the performance and see if it's any better. Yeah, before we get started though, I'd really appreciate if you go down below and give this video a like if you think it's any good, and for more Elden Ring update videos in the future, okay, subscribe. It's free, you can always unsubscribe later if you want to. And with that out of the way, let's get right into the video. So as for patch notes, normally I read all the patch notes off, but there's a lot of them. As you can see, there is a lot of patch notes. So I'm just gonna read off these adding additional elements things right up here, and a few of the balance changes. But I will put up all these up on screen. You can always pause the screen and read them if you'd like, or just head over to Steam and you can always just look at today's update right here. So yeah, if you want to read all the patch notes for yourself, just pause the screen or head over here. But yeah, but for the first adding additional elements thing, it says added a function to record an icon on the name of an NPC on the map when you encounter that NPC. It added NPC Jar Baron, which I'm presuming is just another NPC that sells you stuff and stuff like that, but I'm not for sure, and I'm not sure exactly what he does. It added a new quest phase for the following NPCs: Dialos, Nefeli Lukes, Kenneth High, and Gatekeeper Gostock. Okay, sorry if I'm pronouncing those wrong. I'm not too sure how you pronounce those, but it added a summonable NPC in multiple situations. It increased the number of patterns of objects players can imitate when using Mimic's Veil, so that's pretty cool. And it added a night background music for some of the open field areas. So those are all the additional elements. Now I'm going to go over a few of the major bug fixes here, because there are some that are more substantial than others. But so the first three here are pretty cool. It increased the drop rate of smithing stones from some enemies. It added smithing stones to early game shops lineup, so that's pretty cool too. And it increased shield's effectiveness. So all three of those are really cool. I'm glad that they're doing these smithing stones things, because early game they are pretty hard to get. You know, if you want to get them from a shop, you have to get like the bell bearing thing, and then you have to take it to the twin maidens, I think they're called, in the round table hold. So it's kind of a pain in the butt. Now they made it much easier, which I appreciate. It increased HP healing for Torrent when using the following items: Roro resin, sweet resin, and frozen resin. So that's pretty cool that they're increasing the effectiveness of that. And this is a big one, because I know a lot of people use the sword. I even use it myself, but it decreased the weapon skill for the Sword of Night and Flames damage. Which honestly, I'm kind of fine with that, because that sword is kind of like stupid good, like really good. And I'm kind of glad to see that they're kind of decreasing the damage of it a little bit like that, but I have a feeling it's still going to be really overpowered. Another thing they did is that they increased the Ash of War Bloody Slash and self-inflicted damage, while slightly lowering the damage and increasing the cast time. So they're kind of like nerfing the Bloody Slash a little bit, which is kind of cool, I think, because you could apply this like Ash of War to any weapon, and then you can make any weapon have bleed effect, and it's, you know, that's okay. But yeah, overall for the balance changes, they just changed some of the effectiveness of some weapons and stuff like that, and the cast time and all that. So if you want to read them, as I said, it's been up on screen for a while, but I'm not going to read the bug fixes because there's a lot of them, and really I think it covered the most important stuff, the balance changes and all of this. If you want to read this, it's up on screen right now. You can pause it, and yeah. Now let's head into Elden Ring and test out the performance, and I want to see if a few different rune farms still work, because if they fixed all the new rune farms, I'm gonna be very upset. Alright, so I'm at the round table hold right now, because I want to show you that they added the smithing stones to other shops. Sorry that the FPS counter is in the way, but don't worry, you can still see them right here. As you can see, we got smithing stones 1 and 2 here. So that's pretty cool that they're adding that. So yeah. And obviously in the round table hold, we're staying at a nice locked 60 FPS. This is a very not graphics intensive part of the game here. But now let's head out to where I normally test out the graphics, right in front of this church. Alright, so here we are. We are staying nice locked 60 FPS, and we're at 74% GPU usage. If we face this way though, I'm gonna head up here to the top of this hill. This is a spot that would always get frame drops. I don't know why, but if we head up here, if we take a look, okay, we're losing frames, but I want to clarify this is because I'm recording, okay? Because when I'm recording, it's putting all the GPU rendering process, or it's putting all the video rendering process on the GPU. So yeah, I want to clarify when I'm not recording, it is a nice locked 60, and it usually sits around 85% GPU usage, between 85 and 90, which is much better, because all the times that I've done testing for this game for performance, I have tested it off camera just to make sure, because I know when I'm recording, it does tank the FPS a little bit. But we are on 1440p at max settings, and yeah, so it's better. It's definitely better. I want to clarify that. Before, we were getting much less FPS, but I still would like it to be better, because don't get me wrong, the game looks good. It looks really good. Okay, so, but I get roughly like the same performance in like Red Dead Redemption 2, which I think we can all agree Red Dead Redemption 2 is one of the best looking games out there. And if I crank all the settings all the way up to maximum, I still get like 54 FPS, 55. Obviously, it varies depending on where I'm at in the map, but yeah, I'd like the performance to be better, but granted, when I'm not recording, it does stay at a nice lock 60. And if you simply turn the settings down to high, and it still looks really good on high, you're going to get much better performance. But yeah, I just turn the settings down to medium so that I can record at a nice smooth 60. Now I'm going to go check out my favorite room farming spot, because I'll tell you what, FromSoft, if you fix this, I'm going to be very mad. Very mad. Okay, so I'm pretty sure y'all know what I'm going to do right now. Get the old bow out and try sniping this dude down here. Ooh. Oh, come on. Okay, well, of course, when I'm recording, can't hit the darn bird. Oh, okay. We can wipe the sweat off my forehead now. So that is good. Let's do it one more time just to make sure. I was very nervous when I saw how many patch notes there were, or how many bug fixes there were that they maybe patched to one of these farms here. God, come on, why can't I hit the freaking bird? Okay, there we go. Okay, yeah, we're good. Okay, in case y'all were wondering, yep, that farm still works. Just out of curiosity, I'm wondering if they fixed the boulder farm, because I know like no one uses that nowadays because there's so many other better ones, but I'm just curious because that one actually seems like a bug. Like if there's one that actually seems like a bug, it's that one. So let's just see if it still works. Because don't get me wrong, this is still a decent room farm, like if you're very first beginning in the game. No, okay, wow, that still works. All right, well, your favorite rune farms are still fully functioning and all working, so that's cool. I hope you guys found this one helpful. If you did, then hey, go down below and give it a like. I'd really appreciate that. And yeah, I hope you guys have a good one, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.